The Galactic Council chamber was calm at first. A large screen showed the human fleet entering the system. The ships looked plain, gray metal, no bright colors, no special markings, just heavy frames and solid armor. The council members began to smile. They sent regular troops, one counselor said. Not even special forces, another replied with laughter. For many races, regular troops were weak. They followed orders. They broke under pressure. Only special forces were dangerous. Humans, however, were different. Far inside the lead human ship, Captain Elias Rowan stood quietly. He did not shout. He did not threaten. His voice was steady. All units, advance as planned. The human fleet moved forward in perfect order. No rush, no fear. Each ship held its position like it had practiced this moment 1,000 times. Council sensors suddenly flashed red. Energy levels rising, and analysts warned, those weapons are too strong for regular units. Before the council could respond, a human ship fired. The shot was simple, fast, silent. An alien defense station disappeared from the screen. The chamber froze. That station had top-level shields, someone shouted. How did regular troops do that? More shots followed. Human ships did not waste fire. Every strike hit a vital point. Alien defenses failed one by one. Fleets tried to regroup, but human regulars moved faster, smarter, deadlier. Captain Rowan watched the battle with cold focus. This was not a show of power. This was normal duty. Maintain pressure, he ordered. The council's fear grew. If this was how humans fought with regular troops, what horrors did they keep in reserve? A final message arrived from the human fleet. These are not our special forces. This is our standard response. The laughter was gone. Only silence remained. The Galactic Council chamber was no longer calm. Voices overlapped. Screens flashed warnings. Red lights filled the hall as reports arrived one after another. Outer defenses lost. Fleet formations breaking. Communication relays destroyed. The council members stared at the display in disbelief. These are still regular troops? One asked, his voice shaking. Yes, the analyst replied. No elite signals detected. The human fleet kept moving. They did not chase fleeing ships. They did not celebrate victories. They followed a clear pattern: cut control, break command, end resistance. On the human flagship, Captain Rowan studied the map. His officers waited silently. Every move was planned long before the first shot. Phase 2, Rowan said calmly. Human ships split into smaller groups. Each group moved toward key targets: shipyards, power cores, command centers. Alien forces tried to block them, but the humans adjusted instantly. No panic, no confusion. Alien commanders began to retreat. They fight like machines, one alien captain whispered. No, another replied. Machines panic when damaged. These humans do not. A council advisor slammed his hand on the table. Why are their regular troops trained like this? No one answered. Across the system, civilian channels picked up the battle. Other empires watched quietly. Fear spread faster than explosions. If this is their standard army, one observer said, then war with humanity is suicide. Captain Rowan received a final update. Enemy resistance was collapsing. He did not smile. Hold position, he ordered. Let them see who we are. A new message was sent to the council, short and clear. You attacked first. We responded normally. The council understood the meaning. This was not punishment. This was humanity being polite. And somewhere deep in the chamber, a terrifying thought formed. If humans were holding back now, what would happen when they stopped? Rocket fire. The battle slowed, but the fear grew. Across the system, alien ships powered down their weapons. Some stopped moving entirely. No one wanted to be the next target. The Galactic Council gathered again, but this time there was no laughter. Their faces were pale, their voices low. These humans are not fighting like conquerors, one elder said. They are fighting like this is routine. On the main screen, human ships held position. They did not chase survivors. They did not destroy cities. They waited. That waiting was worse than attack. On the human flagship, Captain Rowan walked the command deck. His crew looked calm, focused. For them, this was another mission, no different from training drills back home. Status? Rowan asked. All objectives secure, his officer replied. No elite units deployed. The words echoed in the room. No elite units. The Council's intelligence teams worked fast. Old data surfaced. Old wars. Broken empires. A pattern appeared. Every time humanity entered a conflict, they started with regular troops. Not as a test, but as a warning. If this fails, an analyst whispered, they escalate. The Council finally sent a message. We request an immediate ceasefire. The reply came quickly. You are no longer in control of this timeline. Human ships move again, not to attack, but to surround. Escape routes vanished. Jump points were locked. The system became a cage. Panic spread among the Council members. They are trapping us without firing. They don't need to shoot anymore, another replied. Captain Rowan watched the system seal. This is containment, he said. Standard procedure. A final human message echoed through every channel. This is still a normal response. Do not force us to adapt. The Council understood at last. Humanity's true terror was not their weapons. It was their restraint. And the fear now spreading to the galaxy was simple and clear. If this was normal for humans, what would Sirius look like? Rocket fire. The system was silent. No weapons fired. No engines flared. Human ships held their positions like walls of steel around the stars. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, fear settled deep. They have trapped us, one counselor said softly, and they still call this normal. Reports came in from across the galaxy. Other empires were watching closely. None of them moved to help. None wanted human attention. They are learning, an advisor whispered. Learning what happens when you underestimate humans. On the human flagship, Captain Rowan stood with his hands behind his back. He watched the sealed system without emotion. His crew waited for orders that might never come. Why don't we finish this? A young officer asked quietly. Rowan looked at the stars. Because ending a war is easy, he said. Teaching a lesson lasts longer. Human ships began transmitting data instead of fire. Battle records, damage reports, tactical breakdowns. Every empire listening could see it clearly. This had been done by regular troops. No elite weapons. No classified units. No forbidden technology. Just discipline, training, experience. The Council reviewed the data in horror. Our best offenses fell in minutes. Our fleets were outmaneuvered. Our command collapsed. One elder lowered his head. We were not fighting an army, he said. We were fighting a standard. A final message arrived from the humans. You are contained. You will not be destroyed. You will remember. Captain Rowan gave one last order. Maintain blockade. No escalation. The human fleet remained calm and unmoving. The Council understood the truth at last. Humanity had not come to conquer. They had come to demonstrate. And the galaxy would never forget what human regular troops looked like when they showed restraint. Because next time, there would be no lesson, only consequences. Rocket fire. Days passed inside the sealed system. No battles. No explosions. Only silence and fear. The Galactic Council tried to negotiate, but the humans did not rush to answer. Every hour of waiting pressed harder than any weapon. Across the galaxy, news spread fast. Human regular troops defeated a Council defense zone, and they still did not escalate. Young officers in other empires studied the recordings. Old generals watched in silence. Everyone reached the same conclusion. Humanity fought differently. Inside the human fleet, life continued as normal. Crews trained. Engineers worked. Soldiers rested. No victory speeches. No celebrations. Captain Rowan walked through the ship, observing his people. They were not angry. They were not excited. They were patient. A council delegation was finally allowed to speak. Why stop now? An elder asked through the channel. You have the power to end us. Rowan answered calmly. Because power without control is weakness, he said. And we are not weak. The council had no reply. Human analysts released more information to the public networks. Old wars appeared on the screens. Worlds destroyed by other empires. Civilians erased. Humanity's record was different. They fought hard. They ended wars fast. They stopped when the threat was gone. The council realized something worse than defeat. Humans were not cruel. They were disciplined. A final warning was sent to every empire. Human regular troops are not expendable. They are the foundation. If they are deployed, the decision is already made. Captain Rowan received clearance. Begin withdrawal, he ordered. Human ships slowly opened the sealed paths. Escape routes returned. The system breathed again. The council watched the fleet leave. No victory parade. No final threat. Just one last message. Remember this moment. Next time, we will not repeat ourselves. As the human fleet vanished in the dark, the galaxy understood the truth. Humanity's greatest weapon was not its elites. It was a line they chose not to cross. And everyone prayed never to push them past it. Rocket fire. The human fleet was gone. Stars returned to their quiet paths. Trade lanes reopened. The sealed system looked normal again. But nothing was the same. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, no one spoke for a long time. The seats were full, yet the room felt empty. Fear still hung in the air, heavy and cold. One elder finally broke the silence. "We survived," he said slowly, "but we were judged." No one disagreed. Across the galaxy, military doctrines changed overnight. Training manuals were rewritten. New warnings were added to databases. Never underestimate human regular troops. Young commanders asked the same question again and again. If those were not elites, why were they unbeatable? The answer was simple and terrifying. Humans trained everyone the same way. Discipline was not special. Readiness was normal. On Earth, the event was barely mentioned. No parades, no grand speeches. The mission was logged, reviewed, and archived. Captain Rowan submitted his final report. Objectives achieved. Minimal escalation. Standard deployment successful. That was all. Weeks later, a small council ship arrived at the edge of human space. It did not carry weapons. It carried a message. We request peace and understanding. Human diplomats listened carefully. No threats were made. No demands shouted. Just clear rules. Do not test us, the human representative said, and we will never need to remind you again. The galaxy learned faster after that. Borders were respected. Warnings were taken seriously. Humanity was no longer mocked. They were studied, feared but respected. And in every military academy across known space, one lesson became law. If humans send special forces, the war is already lost. If humans send only regular troops, it means they are still being kind. Because when humanity stops being polite, there will be no lesson, only silence, rocket fire,